Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me again today. I'm Janice Wood. Today, the broadcast, which is for seniors, subjects that should be concerning seniors, is going to be talking about all those cells that make up your body. Did you realize that there are over 30 trillion cells in your body and 200 different types? Every part of our body is made up of cells. I know most of us are used to hearing about the red blood cells and the white blood cells and the platelets, but every part of us is made up of cells. So when I'm sitting here and I'm talking with you, I know we have cells that are dying and reproducing themselves. So that 30 trillion figures is just an approximation. So it's amazing. So real quick, before I go into about cells, I'm going to talk about me again for a second. I am a specialist in Medicare. I'm preparing for the 2021 annual election period that's coming up starting December 7th. That's for Medicare Advantage plans, prescription drug plans, and the supplemental plans. But we're going to talk with my guests today, Hank and Kathleen, about their passion. They're lay people. They're not doctors. They're not pharmacists. They're not chemists. They're not have any biology background, but yet they do have a background because they've been studying this for I don't know how many years, but they're going to tell you, and they're going to tell you how they've gotten to this point and the passion that they have about this subject. So they're my lay people. They're going to talk about what Drew Mercury talked about in the fitness, how it was important to stay physically fit, and what Dr. Amber talked about a couple of weeks back about the immune system. So Hank and Kathleen, before you really get into your passion, I want you to tell people about you, where you came from, and how you got to this passion about the cellular structures of our bodies.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Janice, and thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We are a product of, well, we had some diseases. We had some
Breakdowns.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, we had some medical issues that were serious enough that we had to look into alternative things. We both have looked at medications and different kind of providers to help us out. And a lot of them just said, we can't help you anymore. And in fact, I was written off and deemed disabled by the state of Washington. And Kathleen was disabled by the state of New Mexico, saying, well, this is it, guys, just figure it out.
So we've been married for 49 years.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Especially her, congratulations.
We're living proof you can make. We were raised in the Seattle, Washington area. We met at college, and my background has been I'm always a solution. I look for solutions, and there's a problem or in anything. And I believe that led me to, I worked in the elementary school system. I was an assistant librarian, and I learned to teach young students to figure out how to use the library system back in 1990, oh gosh, in the late 80s. Okay, yes, we are seniors, but it was in the late 80s. And so at that time I was coaching young women soccer, and a lot of them wanted to grow up and go to college. And the parents, of course, were hoping, let's not have to pay that full college tuition. So I really love coaching and learning. I got a lot of my certifications in coaching. And as a result, a lot of them did get some really good collegiate scholarships, and it was their doing. I just kind of led them and taught them. And so I think I do have the passion of teaching how to research and coaching people. Let them discover, let them be rewarded for their due diligence, let them have the success. So that's kind of where I come from. I love coaching.
Well, I graduated from college with a business degree and started out banking for the first 13 years. And then I switched over to the insurance business for another 13 years. And then I had some serious health issues after that, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Also, we went into real estate together and did that for a few years. And I also had a fun job at Lowe's while I was trying to figure out how to get my brain to work again. Again, we'll talk about that later. But I've always been solution oriented also. So we always try to help people solve their problems. So.
Well, when I first met Hank and Kathleen, they were living in a senior community and here in Orange County, the Orange County area of Southern California. And I met them at a vendor fair, and I had a Medicare table, of course. And Hank and Kathleen became my clients before I became their clients. So when I first went over to meet them where they lived in Orange County, I noticed that they had a water machine. We're not here to talk about the water machines, but that started out, a subject of where we were going and, how your body, it was so important to take care of your body and how drinking the water was important. And then they started talking about their product. And then they started showing me their pictures and telling me, similar to what you just heard, but in a little bit more detail about, Kathleen was in an accident and Hank can tell you what was exactly wrong with him. And they have some really interesting things to show you about where they were when they started taking the product and where they were going. And the name of their product is Asea. And they started talking about it. And at that time, I have to do my own little research, okay? So, and of course, we talked on a regular basis because some people just connect together, and we've done that over the years, okay? So Hank and Kathleen, talk a little bit how you got to the Asea and where you were physically so people can understand what the changes are. And then I'll talk a little bit about my experience with the Asea.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That sounds good. So we'll go ahead and we have some picture of myself. I was in a near fatality auto accident in 2007. And I just was not getting better for 6.5 years. This is my before and after picture. Before is October of 2013. And the after is August of 2017. And it's very significant because the one on the left, that is me 3 months even after starting the Redox signaling molecules. At that point, I had seen up to 24 different types of providers, different modalities and things like that. So I suffered a lower brainstem injury as part of one of the injuries, whole body chronic pain. And I could not admit I had pain because that would just consume me. So I just lived above it. And I was in bed for 6.5 years. And literally I was looking up at the ceiling and, my quality of life changed. The picture on the left, I could bear, that was me smiling. That's all I could do to smile. And I didn't take that. I don't even remember taking that picture. I was disappointed that I didn't have something before to show what I would look like. But Hank found it just by accident. So I had to relearn to walk. I had to relearn to do a lot of things. So to keep the story short, it's a true amazing. I was told I would never get better. I would just have to live with the pain, and I just know the pain would increase and there was nothing for me to do. So they disabled me. And, but they didn't take my hope away. We always were searching. The last as a DO, and another doctor had told him about this redox signaling technology. And he said, you know, he couldn't help me. I had seen him for 18, and there was a PA in his office that had suffered many head injuries from kayaking, and he was working again. And I asked him, have you been on this part? He says, absolutely. I wouldn't be able to be here. So I thought, okay, I was skeptical at first, and but I saw evidence of someone reliable, and I thought, well, I have everything to gain and nothing to lose because else had helped me before. So I'll stop there, and then
Let's hear Hank's story, and then I want to go back because you mentioned the word that I know our audience is not familiar with. So
right,
Hank, and show your picture, what you look like. And I think this one is in the hospital. Like,
yeah, Hogue hospital.
Yeah, that was I actually had some before. This is right after having a stroke. So.
Okay, we're hoping this. Sorry for the.
I got the wrong one.
Here on the below to the
Apologize.
left. That's okay.
Sorry about that.
Sometimes it still takes two brains to do one thing here, huh?
So this is
you're exercising. Okay.
yeah. This is a couple months after having the stroke.
Okay.
I'm allowing you to straight.
Good.
So go. Yeah.
So anyway, you gotta have fun. Gotta have fun in life.
Okay. So what are you, with a physical fitness person or a?
Yes. And they're going to say what they're there.
So this is at Hogue. In fact, I want to give you a little commercial about this because at this point, we had another Medicare supplement that was costing each one, and we were both going through therapy. It's costing each one of us $10 every time we went in. And it was well over $200 a month because of the copays. And she found us, and Janice found us a plan that had zero copays. So that saved us well over $200 a month. So
once you go, we'll show her the other picture.
Thank you for the plugs, but let's leave those to the end.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Your story.
But a lot of times that is the piece. People won't do certain things. Okay, go show this one here. Show the one you're going up the hill.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is what he's able to do now. This is at 7,000, almost 7,000.
Yeah. So this is the beginning. We actually ran up these little hills, and we both did that.
Okay, so we'll kind of move this along because I know time is running by.
Yeah.
But why did you start the Asea, Hank?
Well, I all the way back when I was 40 years old, I had my heart stopped. We were playing soccer, and my heart literally stopped for over 9 minutes. And the paramedics came in and attempted to revive me. It took them 5 times with the paddles, which they never do. And they said, well, they told Kathleen, I was totally unconscious. They told Kathleen, if I survive this, I will more than likely have serious brain fog. So I got to the hospital, and I was actually the only one in a major hospital in Seattle that has survived it. So in long story short, again, I did have serious brain fog for 23 and a half years until we found the Redox, the Asea.
Right.
So that's the big part.
Okay, your story is just amazing. Okay, now let's go a little bit farther and let's talk about, you use the word Redox and Asea. So I want to make sure they understand. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, the Asea is a name brand or product. Okay,
yes.
The Redox is, and I'm not a chemist at all, it's something that signals the cells to do different types of things. Okay, now you can explain more because I'm not doing a good job of it. Okay, but doing the best I can. All right, but I know cells have different types of reactions, and you're trying to get a reaction. Am I correct? For the cell to produce itself.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, this is amazing. It actually goes into the body, and and the body actually tells it, the brain tells it where to go. It goes into the most heavily damaged or affected areas and works on those first. It's totally different than anything else on the planet. We're totally blown away by it. We're seeing people all the time that have totally different symptoms, and it doesn't heal. It doesn't heal it, but it helps the body to heal that problem. It actually, you talked about the cells damaged. It actually will find the damaged cells and make them better, or it'll signal them to go away and be replaced by healthy cells.
So cells duplicate. Either they duplicate healthy cells or they can duplicate unhealthy cells. So we always ask, which ones you want duplicating in your body? We are born with these signaling systems within the body. We are born as babies. As soon as the little eggs meet, that whole process begins. It's how we're made. The body was made to heal itself. And as we age, we lose the ability to have that high producing redoxyl molecules. And it is a life continuing process.
Okay. And I want to share this with you. Over the last 6 weeks, 6 or 7 weeks, I've been having eye surgeries, especially for the age group that we're looking at cataract surgeries.
Yeah.
So yesterday, there's drops that they give you to put in your eyes. And I went in yesterday to have for a post-op examination. And he said, your eyes look so good, stop the drops.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've been
I love
taking
it.
the Asea, okay, product, what about 3 years?
2.5, yeah, about 2.5.
Yeah,
About
2.5, 3.
About 2.5 years.
Yes.
And I've had very few colds. And when I start to not feel good, I will take more of the Asea, because you have to take it on a regular basis.
Yes, you do.
In February, before all this craziness started, I went to Hawaii and I got off the plane and I'm going, I just don't feel good. I just can't wait to get to a relative's house where we were going to be staying at. I just want to go to bed because I could do, that's kind of how close I am to these relatives. I could walk in and just go to bed. And that's exactly what I did. I opened up my Asea. I took about 4 ounces of it and went to sleep for a couple of hours and woke up. I felt fine.
Well, this is not toxic, and the body makes it. So it's exactly replenishing what your body needed, was more of what it needed. Something that's not toxic.
Yeah. And whenever I don't feel good, I take the Asea. And I'm not sick. I don't think I'm sick at all. I'm very rarely sick.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So it's and I
Isn't
have
that great?
there, so she's not sick.
Hey, we
Right,
have
yeah.
too much to do yet in life, right, Janice?
Oh, I have way too much to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
And don't we look marvelous?
And because, it just, I keep going, does this work or doesn't work? But I have to go back and look, I'm feeling good.
Yes.
They know, and of course they have the same thing. They have high energy levels, okay?
Yeah.
And, it works. And as you get older, we can't stop the progression of the body and what it's going through. But we want to have a healthy, good lifestyle. I know our lifestyles have changed in the last 6 months, but you still want it to be healthy and be able to fight off those foreign substances.
Absolutely.
I guess I can use the word COVID-19.
Sure.
But again, you still have to go out of the house at some point in time.
Well, there's bacteria and all that stuff on the planet. There's good and bad.
Right.
And so this product, this technology knows what to do when it sees a bad bacteria. It says, you're out of here. That's it. And the good bacteria duplicates, there's good and bad. There's good cop and bad cop kind of idea. So it's an amazing technology that is perfectly safe and it's stabilized. That's the breakthrough, is that it's something human identical that has been stabilized and it's not toxic. It will not harm you. And if you happen to be, I was actually, Janice, I don't know if you remember this, I was on 300 plus different types, of pills, trying to find, I was in such horrible condition. Life was not good. I was told I was slowly dying. And so trying to find that right medication combination, it would either set my brain off. I got so agitated, or I couldn't eat. I had all kinds of things. My body was out of homeostasis, which is a balance that we have to have. I got off the medication. I didn't need it. When I started the product, it was like a switch went on. All of the supplements I was doing, they were working better. Things, I could walk longer. My mental clarity, Janice, and Hank's mental clarity improved. It was amazing. I never thought I'd have Hank sitting here talking and making sense, because for 23 and a half years, it was not fun. So
I know we're about out of time, so I just want to make.
We got a couple of other seconds that we can use, a minute or two.
Oh, good.
But I just, want to say, I've seen the improvement with Hank and Kathleen with the exercising that they do and everything, how they improve. So when I see them, we're friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
So when I see them going up hills and they're walking, and I don't think they weren't doing that when I first met them. They're doing that now, and their lifestyle is just, they just keep on going. They're driving all over the place. I mean, and again, it's keeping your body healthy so you can enjoy your life.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been stuck in the houses and stuff recently, but and Hank and Kathleen and myself, we're used to being out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. And so it's for me, I stay in, but I know I'm also asthmatic. I haven't had any problems with asthma at all, but which puts me in the high risk group for COVID-19, along with age. It's just I don't know what else to say.
What age?
What age?
Before we leave, I want to go more into the credibility of why you are becoming experts and what you're doing to becoming experts, because we've talked over the last couple of weeks about you're getting a certification. So tell us about that certification, and then we'll wrap this up.
Okay. Well, go ahead, Hank.
Well, we're working with the atomic medical physicists that stabilize these molecules and enabled us to be able to drink them. So his name is Dr. Gary Samuelson, and he's coaching a group of us to become cellular health coaches. So we're learning about cells. Again, we're not scientists or doctors, but we're learning how to put these things together so they work in harmony with all the other parts of our body, along with exercise and nutrition and all the things we need to do to keep ourselves healthy.
So everything we do is like arrows in our quiver, okay? You got arrows in the quiver. The redox signaling molecules is an important piece. It's an important arrow to put in that quiver. You have your hydration, exercise, respiration, sleep, all of this, nutrition. So we're helping others to use whatever they're doing along with the technology, we're coaching them to maximize the efficiency of everything they're doing.
And this is kind of like a catalyst that makes everything work better.
Yeah. Okay. Right now, I want to go in for myself, and I'm going to share the screen on how you can contact Hank and Kathleen to learn more about the product that they are so passionate about.
Thank you.
There it is. It's right there. I'm going to leave this up for a bit, so either people could take a screenshot of it, or they can write it down, or if they're watching this on YouTube or on Instagram or Facebook, LinkedIn, all of those different social media platforms, you can go back and look at it. So here's how to get a hold of them. And it's been fun this morning, guys. We'll have to go in and do some more of this a little later on.
Well, we have a passion to help people if they want to do the due diligence and, give it a chance to do what it can do. We've been given life back, and we just feel we've been given a new purpose. And we feel that's what we want to do. That's our legacy before our last day, our last breath. We would like to we aspire to make a difference
Right.
in some way.
So I just, definitely get in contact with Hank and Kathleen. Just like everybody else that I've had on the show, they're experts in their field. And Hank and Kathleen are they can't get enough of reading about this particular subject and learning about this, because every time I talk with them, they're always telling me something new that they're learning and a new group that they're watching and what they're doing. So I just thank you. So they're the right people to contact. Thank you, Hank and Kathleen.
Thank you too.
I
You're
know
welcome.
we're gonna talk soon. So right now, we're gonna end this, and I'll be back next week with John Hung, and John is gonna continue talking about life insurance for seniors, the different types of products, and go into more of what we talked about when we first started talking in June about life insurance. Should you sell that life insurance policy? Should you keep it? So we're gonna expand more on that subject, because you see so many commercials about life insurance and should you sell it, or maybe you can find a way of using it that's best for you. So